It was a dark, silent night at Camp Nou. Cold winds brushed across the glowing grass under the stadium lights. In the center of the field stood a lone figure, a man holding a football, eyes calm, but behind that calmness, a storm was hiding. That man was Lionel Messi. People called him the magician, the GOAT, the king of football. But Messi always saw himself as a simple boy who was once too small, too weak, yet carrying dreams so gigantic that even mountains seemed tiny in front of them. That night, Messi was replaying his entire life in his mind. The narrow streets of Rosario, the small house, his parents' worries, and that heartbreaking moment when a doctor had said, "Your growth has stopped. Without treatment, you may never play football." For a young boy, these words were nothing less than a storm that crushed his world. But that same night, he made a promise deep inside his heart. "I will play. I will not stop. I will show the world that even impossible dreams can be conquered." Barcelona gave him a chance. A small boy arrived in Spain with a tiny bag, a big fear, and one haunting question. Can I really become someone? Every boy his age looked twice his size. They ran faster, pushed harder, and even coaches watched him with doubt. But in Messi's eyes burned a fire that never went out. He practiced alone every night, fell down, stood up again, pushed himself beyond his limits, and whispered the same sentence: "I did not come here to lose." Time passed, and then the moment arrived when history was about to change. October 16th, 2004, Messi's debut for Barcelona. A small, unknown boy stepped onto the field, and instantly the air shifted. His first touch had magic. His speed was lightning, his vision razor sharp, and the ball obeyed him like a loyal servant. No one knew then that this boy would change the dreams of generations. But the story begins here. It doesn't end. Behind every success lies a war, and Messi's war was silent. A silence filled with pain, pressure, injuries, loneliness, and fear. But the world only heard the cheers, saw the trophies, and counted goals. No one understood that Messi's road to greatness was filled with thorns. His legs suffered injuries again and again. He pushed his body beyond endurance, and many nights he couldn't sleep, haunted by the fear that if he failed tomorrow, the world would forget him. Then came the year that shook Messi from the inside. The 2016 Copa America final. The missed penalty, the bowed head, the world screaming. And Messi said the sentence that shattered millions of hearts: "I've tried everything. Maybe I'm not meant for the national team." It was not a defeat. It was heartbreak. But the story does not end. It ignites here. While the world slept, Messi trained. He rebuilt himself. He awakened the warrior inside. And he said, "I will return, and I will return for the crown." Then came the 2022 World Cup. The lights of Qatar, the eyes of the world, and in the middle, the same silent storm, Lionel Messi. That day, his steps were royal, his confidence unshakable. His run against Croatia felt like time had paused. His calmness in the final against France felt unreal. The goals, the passes, the magic. Messi! 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 The world went wild. History rewrote itself. And when Messi finally lifted the World Cup trophy, it felt like even the sky bowed down in respect. But Messi's greatest power wasn't trophies. It was his heart. A heart that never surrendered. A heart that battled not the world, but itself. A heart that stayed silent, yet destroyed every doubt in its way. That night at Camp Nou, standing alone, Messi placed the ball on the grass, looked at the sky, and smiled. "I've done everything I dreamt of, but this game, this love, this journey is not over. I am Messi, and I will create new miracles." The wind blew again. The lights brightened. The silent storm began moving once more. The legend was still alive, and the world was not done witnessing his magic. This was the story of Lionel Messi, a king who wasn't born a king,